Hey guys, I'm out here in Montana building some steps for my grandma at her cabin here. The cabin that Grandpa Don built. So here I'm building some log steps for her. So I'm just going to kind of show you my process for that. I've got all my treads cut to 4 foot, 2.5 inches, so that they come out far enough for me to put a log railing of some kind on there. So to figure out my angles for the stringer, what I did is I went on mycarpentry.com and found a stair calculator there, and I discovered my angle here. With the calculator, I put in my rise from the concrete to the top here, and then 7 inches for the stair treads, the stair rise, and 11 inches for the stair width, which is what those stair treads are. So I figured out my angle is about 34 degrees, so I put a 2x6 on there to get the angle, and then marked it on 2x6 and cut that out. So here you can see I've got the 2x6 cut. I've got it screwed to the stringer here with some shims, and I kind of put it on the top edge like this. Then I can just take my chainsaw and use that as a guide to make my angle cuts. Then if I need to, I can put it up here, take a pencil and scribe it, which is what I did on the first one, to get it more precise. So I've got one stringer up and I'm just ready to cut the next one. Alright, that worked pretty good. The first one I had just cut freehand, so I had to scribe around both ends and recut it, so that was kind of a pain. So hopefully this will be better. Maybe I won't even have to scribe and recut it. I'd say that was pretty good for a first cut. think the bottom one might be a little bit twisted, but it's pretty good. I put wooden blocks underneath these, 1.5 inches, and then was thinking I would later replace those wooden blocks with cement blocks. Alright, now I've got both of these stringers temporarily fastened up here, and what I did to check and make sure they're square with where they tie in up there, I found the center point down here and the center point up there, and I screwed this 2x6 along there instead of chalking a string line or a chalk line. That way I don't have chalk line on my logs. Then I just took a square and just put it up like that and straightened them just to make sure they're straight. Alright folks, so now I've got my side 2x6s on there. I put those on just above the stringers, and then I drew out my treads and risers on there. You can see that. Those lines there I drew out. I got my first tread set up here, and I've just got it sitting just above the stringers. Got to take my scribe tool here and scribe around those, and then notch out the riser and set it in place. I've got it leveled both ways and fastened to these 2x6s there as my guides. So now I'm ready to start scribing. And now I have my first scribe marks scribed out for where the log's going to sit. Hopefully that will come right down and let my stair tread sit where it's supposed to. Well, there's the first tread, pretty much in place. It's pretty good. This left side is just a little bit low, so I might have to shim it just a little bit, but it's almost perfect, so not too bad for a first try, I guess. Alright, so now I've got my second tread fastened and ready for scribing. Basically what I did to figure out where it needs to be is, so my treads are 11 wide, and I'm just running them flush. I'm not underlapping them at all. So I just set the tread on here and leveled it and figured out which end was higher, and then I just marked this end because it was higher, and then measured down the same distance from the top of this tread to that mark, the top of this tread, and made a mark there. Then I just brought this up to that mark, this side up to the mark there, and then leveled it as well. So now it's pretty good level, and then I had to figure out the difference from where it is now to where it's going to be sitting, which is 7.5 from the top of this first tread, and split that difference, which gives me how much I need to scribe. So that's how I figured that out. It's probably not the best way to do it, but that's how I'm doing it. Sometimes I just kind of figure out how I'm doing something as I go, so that's how I did it. Okay, we got the second one ready to go in. And the way I'm fastening these is with these big log screws that Grandpa had left over, probably from building the log cabin. He built this cabin pretty much all by himself, by the way. It's 30 by 40, full scribed. Anyway, I'm pre-drilling the holes up to about the threads, where the threads start here. That way it doesn't wear out the screw guns as much, and it really doesn't need that. And then I'm taking and drilling a little bit out with a butterfly bit, just to kind of countersink those screw heads down in there real nice. So that's how I'm fastening them. Alright, there we've got 2 of them on there. I didn't realize till after I started this that I'm going to need 5 stair treads, and I only have 4. I got 2 more, so that's a bummer. But I guess I'll just have to put something on the concrete for now. Just a little step. So here's a little something I've been noticing as I'm going along here. First of all, some of my first cuts are not very good, but I think they're getting better as I'm going along here. I noticed if I run the chain this way, it'll tear back like this. Doesn't make for a very nice edge there, which I could sand that down. And then over here, I ran the bar sideways and ran the chain going in, so the teeth were cutting inward, not out, so they can't chip that. So I feel like that's a lot better of a method when you're scribing logs like this, and I'm sure there's better ways to do this, and I think this is my first time doing scribing on logs like this, so take it easy on me in the comments, please. Helpful tips and constructive criticism are invited, but first time here, so take it easy on the rough comments. But I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out so far.